Now you might think, oh, now who would get banned from a restaurant? Well, apparently a lot of people. I'm your host Yusuf, and today I'm going to tell you about the top 10 richest celebrities banned from 5-star restaurants. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. But now, let's get started. Number 10, Nicolas Cage. In September of 2021, a drunk, barefoot, unshaven man walked into Laurie's Prime Rib in Las Vegas wearing a black t-shirt and leopard print pants. Eyewitnesses told The Sun that they initially assumed the man was homeless. He ordered and took shot after shot before stumbling around drunk, shouting, trying to get into fights with customers and arguing with the staff. Witnesses of the rowdy customer were shocked to realize that the out-of-control barefoot drinker was none other than actor Nicolas Cage. The staff eventually asked him to leave, and a regular ended up taking him home since he was in such bad shape. A witness said he was so drunk he could barely get his flip-flops on before being escorted out. The Sun speculates that the incident may have had some connection to the rough year Cage had experienced so far, entering into his 5th marriage and having his mother pass. Mercury News was perplexed, saying Cage had never shown signs of substance abuse or mental breakdown before. However, he once told The Guardian, "If I don't have somewhere to go in the morning and a job to do, I can be very self-destructive. Then I'm just going to sit and order 2 bottles of red wine and dissolve." Number 9, Ruby Rose. When actress Ruby Rose was in New Orleans in 2016, she stopped by the Rebellion Bar and Urban Kitchen with a few friends. According to page 6, the waitstaff seated them at the bar, telling them that the kitchen was backed up. According to the restaurant's owner, the group's appetizers arrived within 40 minutes and the main course came out 10 minutes later. The owner told page 6 that the group was offered appetizers and a round of drinks for free. Rose said on Facebook that she explained that she was sober and thanked him. He then made some really rude and vulgar comments, so I threw a singular fry at him, then he continued making awful comments. So I continued with the fries. Maybe next time I won't throw fries, then again, maybe next time that bartender won't tell someone who is sober to go call your effing sponsor. The server responded to Rose's Facebook post saying that the bartender was not rude or making jabs at her sobriety. She flipped out on him because she can't control her temper. Number 8, Britney Spears. 2007 was a tough year for Britney Spears. It started with a shaved head and rehab in February and a divorce in July. The last part of the year featured a hit and run in August, a flop performance at the MTV Video Music Awards in September, losing custody of her children in October, and running over an officer's feet in November. All of this resulted in her father putting her into her infamous conservatorship in 2008. In mid-September of 2007, after Spears' failed awards show performance and before she lost custody of her kids, she was kicked out of the restaurant at the Chateau Marmont Hotel in Los Angeles. Spears was in distress when she visited the hotel's restaurant. According to LA Mag, Victoria Beckham, who happened to be dining at the same time as Spears, told the staff that Spears had seemed strange even before she began smearing gourmet food all over her face. Fellow diners were also disgusted by the spectacle. Members of the restaurant staff escorted Spears out of the restaurant and asked her to never return. Number 7, Ari Emmanuel. New York City fine dining fixture 11 Madison Park decided to go vegan in 2021 because, quote, "There's no question that plant-based food is better for the planet, and it doesn't mean sacrificing deliciousness." However, nobody told the vegan CEO of Endeavor, Ari Emmanuel, that dinner at the restaurant typically lasts 2.5 to 3 hours. In 2021, he threw a fit when his $335 12-course meal was taking too long. Page 6's inside source said that Emmanuel's behavior escalated throughout the meal, and he repeatedly swore at multiple staff members. The owner and chef of 11 Madison Park told page 6 that the restaurant has a zero-tolerance policy for mistreatment of our staff. After a staff member told Emmanuel that they wouldn't accept his rude behavior toward the staff, Emmanuel then left. Number 6, Rita Ora. When celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay was on the Jonathan Ross show with British singer, songwriter, and actress Rita Ora in 2017, he asked her if she'd ever eaten at one of his restaurants. "Well, actually, funny little story," she answered. "I was wanting to, like everybody else that wants to go eat in a Ramsay restaurant, and then I just didn't get in." She said she was able to go inside and say, "Ooh, I'd love a little meal," but they told her, "No, this isn't happening for you." It turns out that Ora was wearing a tracksuit and tennis shoes at the time, which supposedly didn't meet the restaurant's dress code. Ramsay asked which restaurant she was attempting to dine in when it happened. Ora said she didn't think he knew about it, or someone probably would have been fired, knowing Ramsay. "If I say it, are they going to get in trouble?" He assured her they wouldn't, but she decided not to divulge which restaurant it was. Number 5, Kenya Moore. When you're a new parent, nobody gives you a handbook telling you what to do. Actress and model Kenya Moore learned the hard way that people don't always want to meet all of a baby's needs in the dining area of a restaurant. In February 2019, Moore was traveling with her baby, Brooklyn, when she stopped at a restaurant to eat. Since Brooklyn was in need of a diaper change, she went ahead and changed the baby's diaper in the dining room rather than going to the restroom to do it. As a result, the restaurant kicked her out. Moore said on Instagram, "OMG, I was so embarrassed. I had no idea about these rules. As a new mama, I'm learning new things every day." Some commenters on her post about the incident were appalled that she didn't know this unspoken and unwritten social rule, while others were more understanding. Number 4. Sarah Sanders. Unlike most celebrities who have been kicked out of restaurants, Sarah wasn't kicked out for bad behavior. Instead, she was kicked out of the Red Hen for ethical reasons related to her political actions and position as then President Trump's press secretary. In June of 2018, the staff of a small farm-to-table restaurant in Lexington, Virginia, panicked when they saw Sanders walk in with her staff. According to the Washington Post, several of the employees at the Red Hen are gay. Co-owner Stephanie Wilkinson said that they knew Sanders had supported Trump's policy to restrict transgender people's ability to openly serve in the military. Sanders had also publicly defended Trump's controversial immigration policies. When Wilkinson asked her employees if they wanted Sanders to leave, they said they did. So Wilkinson took Sanders outside for a chat. Before asking her to leave, Wilkinson told Sanders, "The restaurant has certain standards that I feel it has to uphold, such as honesty and compassion and cooperation." Sanders honored the request and left without making a fuss. Number 3. Jamie Foxx. Accounts vary as to what happened when actor, comedian, and singer Jamie Foxx visited the Catch restaurant in West Hollywood with some friends in January of 2017. Supposedly, Foxx and his friends were being a little too loud on the patio when chaos broke loose from a nearby table. TMZ has video footage of the mayhem, but it's not that great. Several celebrities witnessed the event up close and personal, including Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay, and Nicole Murphy. A witness told TMZ that the tumult began after a man at a neighboring table yelled, "You don't want to mess with me, I'm from New York," after a comedian at Fox's table responded with, "F you, I'm from Oakland." The guy from New York rushed to Foxx. Some witnesses said the man pushed Foxx down onto a table, and Foxx responded by putting the man in a chokehold. However, one report from Page 6 says that Foxx wasn't actually involved in the fight. Some reports say that the restaurant only kicked the guy from New York and his friends out of the restaurant. However, other reports, like one from the East Bay Times, say that everyone involved in the incident was asked to leave. Whatever happened, it turned what was meant to be a pleasant dining experience into one that wasn't. Number 2. Tommy Lee. Historical hat etiquette dictates that men should remove their hats in most public places, while women can wear dress hats indoors. According to Southern Living, hat etiquette is a lot less rigid than it used to be, but in the South, the old rules are still enforced sometimes. Tommy Lee was deep in the heart of a southern city when he was kicked out of a restaurant over a hat. According to People, the drummer and his media star wife were both wearing hats when they sat down at Emerald's top-rated Delmonico restaurant in New Orleans. The waitress told Lee that he needed to take his baseball cap off, but that his wife was welcome to keep hers on. Lee relented and took his hat off, putting it in his lap while mumbling and said, "Oh, what the F?" Upon hearing the response, the server told Lee he'd have to leave for using profanity. In his frustration, Lee took to Twitter to explain the situation to Emerald and asked, "WTF, dude?" Emerald responded to Lee on Twitter by saying that the Delmonico NOLA dress code is getting as much attention as Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich. While not quite an apology, it was an acknowledgement of the ridiculousness of the whole incident. Number 1. James Corden. New York City restaurant owner Keith McNally banned the comedian from one of his top establishments, Balthazar, due to reported mistreatment of the staff. The restaurant owner announced the ban on Corden via Instagram, where he called the TV personality a, quote, "tiny cretin of a human," and detailed 2 incidents of Corden's abusive behavior as a customer. The first account claims that the talk show host was extremely nasty in his demands of Balthazar's manager, reportedly commanding the employee to take care of their drink so that Corden would not, quote, "write any nasty reviews in Yelp or anything like that." Another alleged outburst occurred when Corden was dissatisfied with his wife's omelet, and according to the Instagram post, began yelling like crazy to the server. "You can't do your job. You can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself." But that is all. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.